Hello everybody. Are we ready for our 15-minute mission today? If not, if we're just decluttering, I'm happy to have you. If we're working on our kitchen mission today, we're tackling the refrigerator step by step. And I hope you're ready to go, because here we go. All right, grab your garbage can. Put a new bag in it and put some newspaper or paper towels at the bottom of it. All right. Now grab another garbage bag and put that over the top of that. That is where we're starting. Now we're going to go to the refrigerator. The first thing, and this is why you grabbed that, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start on the top shelf and you're going to pull out all the leftovers that aren't going to get eaten. Rule of thumb in my house, if there are leftovers, I have been doing my darndest, and emails has helped tremendously. I know I keep talking about emails, but you guys, you gotta check them out. Help me to not have a lot of leftovers. So, plus I want to make the next recipe because they're amazing. But if something is over 3 days old, it's gone. Because guaranteed, if it's been sitting in there for 3 days, number one, I don't know if I really trust it. Number two, it's not going to get eaten. All right. So if it's over 3 days old, get rid of it. Do I label my leftovers? You're darn right I do. So that way I know when they went in there. So depending upon what kind of containers they're in or whatever, you probably should also fill the sink up with some hot soapy water. Okay, so why don't you take a couple minutes, fill that sink up with some hot soapy water as we start going through the refrigerator. So start on your top shelf and start pulling out all the leftovers. Take a look at like the yogurt, the cottage cheese, the sour cream, the milk, and everything else that's on the top shelf that could expire, and get rid of everything that's going to expire that does not have a plan on being used. So like I have Greek yogurt in my refrigerator right now. It expires on the 5th. Okay? I am actually cooking a recipe with it on the 5th. There you go. So whatever I don't use out of that container for that recipe, that container is then just going to go in the trash. And I actually have it marked on the container. However, if that meal would not have come up out the door, it would have gone because I don't have anything planned to use it. It's going to expire. Get rid of it. With eggs, you actually want to take the expired eggs. Now, obviously, if we're talking a year, don't do that. But a couple-week-old expired eggs are wonderful. They're actually better for doing hard-boiled eggs. So take a look at that. Think about that before you get rid of them. Oh, just The Walking Dead. Okay. Let's see. So as we're cleaning out our leftovers, we're also checking things that are going to expire after you go to the first shelf, then go to the second shelf, and you're just taking care of shelves right now. So go through that, pull the stuff out. If your fridge is overpacked, I get it. And this is where I am going to veer away from FlyLady a little bit and how they say to do it, because this is how I do it. So you can either do it FlyLady's way, which I will talk to you about, or you can do it my way. I will take everything off that top shelf then, once I've gotten leftovers out and anything that's about to expire that does not have a plan, or anything that's in there that I totally forgot about, and get that out, because if I've forgotten about it, I'm not planning on using it. And I will take my hot soapy water and I will wipe that shelf down right there and then, put the stuff back on it. Because that way, if I run out of time in my 15 minutes, it's taken care of. Then I go to my next shelf and I take the stuff down. I look to see if it's going to expire. If it's going to expire, do I have a plan to use it? If it's not going to expire and I forgot that I had it, what am I going to do with it? I take a look at the things that on my second shelf is a lot of canning stuff and homemade projects. So do I have enough taco sauce? Do I have enough um, mayonnaise? Do I have enough peanut butter? If not, do I need to make more? So I take a look at that. Do I have enough jam? That is the shelf that all that stuff is on. And then everything for lunches is in there too. Because if I put it on my top shelf, it freezes. So as I'm doing that, I'll pull everything out and then I'm going to wipe that shelf down. Put everything back. Go to my third shelf, which is usually the shelf that has the glass. The reason why you are working top down is because that way the stuff on the sides will drip down and you can clean it up. So now you're going to repeat the exact same process. Look at leftovers, get them out. Look at stuff look at the expiration dates. If it's about to expire, do you have a plan for it? If it's going to expire in like 2 weeks, make a note in your journal about it, so then that way you can come up with something to use it with so it doesn't go to waste. Or if it's zucchini or anything like that, you can blanch it and then put it in your freezer, and then you don't have to worry about it and it didn't go bad. If you've got apples sitting there, because I don't have enough room in my fruit drawer, my fruit and vegetable drawer right now, I got vegetables in there, so I got fruit in its container sitting on the shelf. I got apples on there. So if they were going to start getting bad, I'm going to dice them up and I'm going to put them in a bag for making an apple pie. So keep those things in mind as you're going through and dealing with the leftovers. And then, like I said, I then wipe everything down right there and then, because then it's done. So, all right. Next, we're going to go to the veggie drawer. Take a look at the stuff. How long has it been in there? Do you have liquid celery? Um, do you have carrots in there that you got for snacks and you totally forgot about? And this is actually why my vegetables are down there and my fruit is not. But like carrots and celery and stuff like that, also, I don't put in the vegetable drawer. Stuff that can be used for snacks don't go in drawers, because they go in a container, just a little rectangle container on my second shelf, and then it's easy to see and easy to pull out for a snack. Because if you don't see it, you're not going to eat it. All right? So look through there. Does it need to be wiped out? Does it need to be washed out maybe? Pull the veggie drawer totally out. Clean it out. Get rid of anything you're not going to use within the week. Vegetables don't last extremely long. If you can chop them up and put them in your freezer, go for it. Zip top bags are amazing to have. So you need to have, that's what I put my diced onions in, my sliced onions, my veggies, my peppers, and all that stuff. It gets thrown in the freezer. Vacuum sealed, dated, and thrown in the freezer. Now, after we've taken care of the vegetable drawer, you're going to do the same thing in the meat drawer. Has your cheese become an experiment? Is it growing little fuzzies on it? If so, let's get rid of it. Check the expiration date. Lunch meat should not sit in the refrigerator for very long if you have lunch meat. I like to make all the lunch sandwiches if they're going to do lunch meat ahead of time at the week for my power hour on Sunday. You just butter the bread with a little bit of butter, then put mayonnaise on it, and the bread don't get soggy. So that's just a tip for me. But, I work through that, so then that way the meat isn't sitting in there, and then it's sitting in my freezer, and it's not going bad. Yes, I do realize that anything meat, vegetable wise that goes in the freezer comes out and it's a little bit more soggy. That's why I wait until the morning to pull it out, or they pull it out before they go to work. So, all right, so we're done with our meat drawer. Do the same thing, pull it out, get rid of the stuff you're not going to use, you're not going to eat, or has been in there so long it's a science experiment. Wipe and clean that drawer out. Wipe and clean out the bottom of your refrigerator, and then put the drawers back in. Now let's go to the door. Are there condiments there that you totally forgot about? Guess what? Condiments can go bad too. So we're going to do the same thing. Are you going to use it by the time it's expired? If not, get rid of it. If you think you will, put it in your journal. Do you have stuff there that is old and crusty? Let's get rid of it. If it doesn't look appetizing anymore, it's probably not. If the dressing has separated, it's probably not good, unless, of course, it's an oil and vinegar dressing. I'm talking about like buttermilk ranch. Yeah, not good. So as you're taking the bottles out, check the expiration date. Wipe the bottles down and then put them to the side. Do that same thing and then wipe out the shelf. Then go to your next shelf. Wipe it out. Now, if you're able to get through all of this, now FlyLady says for you to wipe everything off. Like I said, I don't abide to that train of thought. I like to do it as I'm going, but that's just me. So now you can also wipe things down. Also wipe down the front, and there you go. If you have time, head to your freezer. I have all my vegetables in one bin, all my potatoes and other stuff in another bin. Then I have all my meats in the other freezer, so that way I know where I'm going for what. So if you have time, go through there and then wipe out your freezer as well. Now, this happens in my home every Wednesday. And I know you're sitting here and you're telling me that I'm crazy to go through this process every single Wednesday. Let me tell you why I go through this process every single Wednesday. On Wednesday, emails sends out its menu. They also send out a grocery list. If I go through and I take care of my refrigerator every Wednesday, I then know what I have and what I don't. I know if I need to maybe switch something up, use a substitute or whatever. So that way maybe I can save some money. If I have fresh lemon juice, I'm good. Then if it requires lemonade, I can make some. So I like to go through it every Wednesday because then I'm not spending extra money and I'm not forgetting to buy something because I thought I had it, but when I got home, it expired 2 weeks ago. Plus, if I go through and do it on a weekly basis, then I am also keeping it up and it's not as hard to clean. I'm able to do this every single week and it takes me maybe 5 minutes. Some days 10 if we've got extra stuff in there, like bag of watermelon or something like that. But on a normal basis, it takes me like 5 minutes to go through my fridge because I keep it up. Plus, with doing emails, you're getting a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, and fresh food takes up space. Fresh food takes up a lot of space. Um, so, that head of lettuce, and then you need a head of romaine, and then the apples, and the strawberries, and the blueberries, and all that stuff. And it's all great, healthy food, and you should all be eating it. But it takes up space. So the cleaner and more cleaned out your fridges, the better off you are. All right, time's up. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.